We are live. Islam, Islam, Islam. This is Brother Jones-Bey, and here with my leader, Brother Jones-Bey, Grand Sheik and Moderator of the Moorish Temple of America Incorporated. I first like to rise and give praise to Allah. Honors to the last prophet in these days and times, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, Savior of humanity. I'd like to give honors to the Moorish Temple of America, founded in 1913 AD. And is exactly what our prophet said it was, the only sole foundation that all Asiatics must depend upon for their earthly salvation as American citizens. It is what he said it is. The prophet is right and the world is wrong. Islam,
Islam, the prophet is right and the world is wrong.
The world is wrong. The world is wrong. You know, there's another leader of another organization who wrote in one of his books, he says that there are two gods on the scene, right? In the war of Armageddon, or the war of separation, where you get to see who's who, there's two gods on the scene. And our prophet gave so much perspective on that with his teaching to us. Man's ideal is his God.
Yes.
You know? And so the two ideals about us, the pervading idea, y'all are dead. Black, according to science, means death. All we know about your people is up from slavery.
Yeah.
And then there's the idea that the prophet introduced on the scene. You are not Negro, black, colored, etc. You know,
that's right.
You know, and so those two ideas are like the ideas, like we see society like a body.
Yes.
There's truth and falsehood inside that societal body, and they strive, and one goes down. You know?
Yes.
So it's a blessing. You've said this before, you know, it's a blessing to be part of a divine movement.
Oh, yes. 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 You know, I tell you, I want to go back to the earlier statement.
Yes,
where the person said there were two gods on the scene.
Yes, sir.
I'll say this. There's one God, and there is one that calls himself God.
Ooh, right.
The question is,
right,
which do you owe your allegiance to?
Yes, sir.
See, because now, see, look, this is the time when every tongue must confess his own.
That's right. That's right.
You see, and you're going to do it whether you're conscious of it or not. See, you're going to do it because it's in you. What you do what you do is in you. If you're not conscious of what you're doing, that means you fail to see yourself. You fail to see yourself. We were speaking about something earlier. We know the followers of Prophet Noble Drew Ali if we are followers ourselves.
That's a fact.
We know who's following.
Yes.
Don't you know the follower who's not the follower and the non-follower? They're opposites.
Yes, sir.
One is going east, the other's going west.
That's right.
But one gives the appearance of moving in the same direction. That's illusion. That's the illusion.
Correct.
And if we are the true followers of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, no.
That's right.
And then when they try to turn and say because they're our brothers, you know, they're our brothers, they're our sisters. We want for our brother, sister what we want for ourselves. But when we try to tell them, brother, you going backwards.
Right.
They don't want to hear it.
Right.
Because their allegiance is not to the prophet. It's not to God. It's their allegiance is to the one who sometimes calls himself God. In their behavior, their language, their attitude, the things they do is an indication of where they are along the way. And what we do, we don't get caught up.
Right.
We pity their absurdity.
See, you bring, you know, that's reminiscent of the picture, the visual of the question, you know, what did the higher self say to the lower self at one time when he met him?
That's right.
You know, you're talking about the throne room of Allah himself, and Allah and the angels were present, and he was present amongst them.
Of course he was.
And nobody was surprised.
No. Look, he's still, and look, he stays up in that self, which is of the lower degree.
Yes.
He says the Moorish American prayer too.
Jeez. Oh, my
He reads the divine constitution and bylaws too. He reads the additional laws too. He reads from the Holy Koran of the Moorish Science Temple of America also. I mean, by every outside appearance, if you don't know, you can be fooled into believing that he is one of the righteous.
Brother, that's frightening.
It is, but it's the truth.
That's frightening. You know, but to be honest, I'm gonna tell you why it's frightening. What's frightening on a number of levels. Not frightening like I'm scared, but frightening on a number of levels. It makes you humble. You know,
yes.
It's like, wow, I need to double my prayers to make sure I don't fall into that trap.
For real. For real. Because more, it's easy to do because that being is a part of you.
Wow.
See, we have lower selves.
Yes, sir.
And that lower self is going to fight your acceptance of truth. That lower self is in and look, you're in what is known as mortal combat.
Yes, sir.
With yourself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you're going to have challenges, and you're going to have, look, you're going to have challenges with people that you would say, what in the world is wrong with you?
Right.
Why even think like that? It takes more energy to think like that than it does to think like this.
How about that? Yo, the brother, the devil keeps his cardio up.
You know it.
He keeps his cardio up. I'm telling you.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, more. And then he knows that this is the battleground.
Yes, sir.
He knows that the time is almost up.
Yes, sir.
You know, he meets you on the battleground in a condition that is unusual for many people. And he hopes to gain the advantage by giving his cohorts,
yes, sir,
the appearance of being like the righteous.
Right.
See, but he's fixed on the show.
Right.
He's showing.
Right.
He's not being, he's showing. And if you are following the instructions that are divine, you know it's a difference between being and showing.
That's a fact, brother. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Man, you know who you along this road, you know a seeker after truth.
Yes, sir.
You know somebody that's sincerely trying to change his life.
Yes, sir. That's right.
For the benefit of being an aid and assistance to others. You know who's real and who's a fraud.
Yes, sir.
But look, and even knowing that, I don't call them fakes or frauds.
Right.
Because then I'm sinking down to their level.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'll just do like the prophet said. I got some good Moors and I got some dirty Moors.
There you go. Yes, sir. That's right.
And then I don't have to, and I'm not here to even make a determination that whether or not you are a good Moor or a dirty Moor. I'm to live my life in accordance with the laws of God. And if you are one who is also attempting to do so, then we're on the same path and we're conversing as we're walking down the road.
Praise the Lord. That's a fact. But guess what? If we're on the same path, it's a foregone conclusion.
Come on, Mom.
That which is understood need not be explained.
More. That's why when we're traveling on the same road, we don't have to speak verbally.
No law. We don't got to talk much.
More. Look, I know where to meet him at.
Yes, sir.
At a certain time, I know where he's gonna be.
Yes, sir. That's right. That's right.
See, I know where he's going because we have been going there together.
Yes, sir.
And I know the type of atmosphere that I'm going to enter into when I meet him, when I meet up with him.
That's fact.
And I also know the atmosphere that I'm going to enter into when I meet up with them.
That's fact. That's right. That's right.
You know, so we get to a point as we travel on this road, it ain't about trying to expose nobody. They expose themselves.
And to address it, to address it directly, it diverts our attention from the objective.
Of course.
Yes, sir.
I can get so caught up in trying to expose you that I lose sight of reality.
And give the adversary the victory.
He's already won. He's taken me from out of, he's taken me from out of my zone that gives me peace into a zone where there is no peace.
Right.
And more. And I have allowed him to do it.
Isn't that something?
It is, more. It is.
This is powerful, brother. You know, and like when I think about other members,
yes,
our people outside the movement,
yes,
that may pay lip service to spirituality, but really don't understand how important it is to their survival.
No, they don't.
To be spiritually fit.
No, they don't.
I mentioned this last week about how, you know, Federal Emergency Management Agency and other federal agencies, when they're talking about civil unrest, they said the vast majority of the deaths are going to be, or the casualties are going to be suicides.
Yes.
Because people can't keep up here because they've not fortified themselves here. And when they see the changes coming on the outside, you know, it's going to shatter their paradigm.
More, they panic.
Yes,
why? We talked about it last Wednesday. Because they have yet to know God. More, they're not acquainted with the God within them.
Right.
And they are relying on a man to come up with a thought that's going to save them. They will not be saved by man.
That's right, brother. You've said so many times, you said it at Temple 34 about new members coming in and learning the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science of America. Said, listen, read it. You said, read it for yourself.
Yeah, more.
Read it for yourself. You know, read it for yourself. We were talking, myself and another brother were talking online a couple days ago, and we're talking about just the flood of disinformation about current events.
Yes.
You know, just the flood of disinformation and how so many people are being taken advantage of. And so my brother said it this way. He said a lot of times on the plane of manifest, things are not clearly black and white. It's a lot of gray. And so I said, gray means you got to put your own work in. You can't let somebody else think for you. And that's what most of us are doing. Outside the organization, inside the movement too. Yes,
yes. See, one of the things that I can really appreciate Brother Kirkland Bey is saying,
yes.
And when he was in leadership.
Yes, sir.
One of the things that impressed me a lot about him, I didn't know him personally, but from his readings, I get a vision of the way he was thinking, or the way the type of thinker he was.
Yes, sir.
And he said something very important. He said, for us to know, we need to dig it out for ourselves. We got to go, Seymour, don't wait for someone to interpret the Holy Koran of the Moorish Science Temple of America for you.
That's correct.
You don't, that cannot be interpreted by someone for you. This is the key to reading the book. In your honest, sincere effort to know what's right and what's true, what I can really rely on,
yes, sir.
Dig it out, bring it up, and discuss it.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, Mom. Dig it out and discuss it, man.
Brother, you as a leader, I'm just going to say this. You as a leader in this organization, or as the leader in the organization, right? There's some people that would hear this, inside or outside of the organization, would hear you say that and literally cringe. They'd be like, wait a minute, is he giving away his power? That's how they
but look, what did Jesus say?
Right.
You only keep what you give away.
Ooh.
Look, more. How am I giving away power when I'm telling you till you grow, you develop according to the effort that you put in of wanting to know the truth? If you want to know it, go in there and get it. Let's bring it out. Let's talk about it.
Yes.
I'm not losing anything. I'm gaining because I'm getting an individual that will be gaining strength from digging beneath the rocky soil. And they will be a major contributor to the organization. I don't need no puppets.
Right.
You know, I don't need nobody standing on the sideline criticizing and not doing nothing, but putting himself out front like he's accomplishing so much. You ain't accomplishing nothing.
Right. Right.
You're just feeding that carnal self.
Mm-hmm.
All these people, they come up with all these different ideas about the Moorish Science of America. They create this, they create that, they create that faction, they create that faction. Why?
Right.
Why?
Right.
Why not come on? Why not just join the Moorish Science Temple of America Incorporated?
How about that?
Follow what the prophets say, and all these things will be added unto you.
Praise Allah.
It ain't about who's the boss.
Right.
More, it's about who Allah has chosen at this time to head his movement. This is his movement. This is not my movement.
Oftentimes we forget that, brother.
More, and that's one of the greatest faults that we're going to have to overcome if we are truly going to move forward.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Your love for the movement,
yes,
should supersede your feelings. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Your love for the movement and your commitment to the Redeemer,
that's right,
should supersede your feelings.
Correct.
At some point, you should be able to put your feelings behind you for the purpose of advancement.
Absolutely.
These people don't want to advance. Right. These people only see a portion that can be used for their own selfish gain. They don't love our people. They're lovers of self.
See, this is legacy building. If we look at the prophet's example, you know, when he's reported as saying in the year 2000, the Moors are coming to their own.
Yes.
You know, this is for the third and fourth generation to see the good of my work. That's legacy building.
Yes, Mo.
That's beyond his physical incarnation at that time.
Yes. Yeah, Mo. Come on.
You know. I mean, we have to think like that. My Kung Fu instructor said this to us years ago. He said, "Don't think about being good in the next 5 years or 10 years." He said, "Think about being good in the next 50 years."
Come on now.
That way, you abandon lust for the end result. You don't know what the improved you looks like until you improve.
That's right, brother.
You don't even know.
That's
so
right.
The process.
That's right.
And if man is not the body of the soul, so what? If I don't see the coming.
Yes.
Physical eye.
Yes.
So what? You know? Yeah, but you got me amped up. Let me.
but look. All I'm doing, and you're doing, is allowing our spirits to exchange their expressions of God that they have within, that we have within ourselves. We're only talking about aiding and assisting in the great program.
Yes, sir.
That's all we're talking about doing. And we, as spiritual beings on earth at this time, encased in this body, have an obligation to promote a divine movement. We are spirits of God.
Yes, sir.
God has put his movement in the hands of Prophet Noble Drew. The Prophet Noble Drew has founded the Moorish Science Temple of America. We are obligated to make sure that the movement proceeds in the right direction.
That's right, brother.
That's our obligation. We are committed to that. If we're not committed to that, then all you're doing is being his opposition. This is the only way for our people out of a state of mental slavery.
Only way.
Without this, they won't understand the importance of uniting with God within themselves.
Ooh.
They won't understand why it's important to put your hand in his hand. They won't know how to go and look. The prophet Noble Drelly teaches us how to go into our hearts.
Yes, sir.
Who can tell you how to go into your heart?
That's right.
Whoever told you anything about going into your heart?
How about that?
And we ain't talking about the physical piece.
That's right. That's right. How about that?
Ain't nobody break it down like that for us but a holy and divine prophet that came from God.
That's right.
And you mean to tell me you got time to play games? Come on, Mo. We need all those who think their condition can be better.
Right. Right.
See, we don't need no people talking about what ain't being done. You can't see what's being done because you're still on the outside, looking for the manifestations so that you can entertain yourself with something that's not even real.
The only way I can see myself, brother, the only way I can see myself pointing the finger of criticism at the movement, saying what's not being done, the only way I could do that in a somewhat justified way is if I have taken myself outside the movement.
Of course.
Because if I'm inside the movement saying it, I'm really talking about myself.
It's no question. But the weak, they don't have courage enough for truth, so they always point the finger at someone else. See, that's the weakness of man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The man likes to look for someone else to blame.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, see, people have a tendency to always talk about what if I was the grand. You will never know what it is to be this unless Allah so ordains it. You can never even think of what it is to be this.
How about that? How about that? That's right.
Don't you know more? And look, I'm not saying this to be arrogant. I'm not saying this to be pumped up. I'm not saying this to act like I'm better than anybody else. But this is the truth. You don't know what it is to be me, Mo.
That's right.
You don't know what you would do if you was in here, in this spot. You don't understand that the way you see it, more is not the way, it's not necessarily the way it is.
Brother, to your point, earlier today, I promise you, I was having a conversation with some other brothers, and they were being overly critical about Barack Obama. They were being overly critical about a number of other leaders on a national level.
Yes.
And they're being critical about Governor Cuomo here in New York, you know, about some of the ways he's doing things. I said, listen, leadership is thankless.
Oh.
Don't kid yourself.
Right.
Thinking that you're gonna look like the hero if you were put in that position.
You better bet it.
Don't kid yourself. It's thankless. You know what I'm saying? And I said, and even now, especially in the current situation with COVID-19 and with all kinds of other things in the economy, doing a dive.
Yes.
These people are in positions where they have to make decisions that will determine who lives and who dies.
Yeah,
Can you live with that?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, can people live with that and say, don't kid yourself? You've never been in that situation.
No more.
Where at the push of a button, somebody has to depart this life or not.
Come on, more.
That's
right. That's right. And Bay, you have never been put in a position where you have to be influential on the way people think. More, you have to be prepared to be an influence on the way that people think when it comes to this movement. Because you very well could mislead the people and have them thinking something totally opposite than what this movement is dedicated to.
Brother, in a meeting, remember, to your point, in a meeting, you heard me say this, and I was quoting my martial arts instructor. He said, it's to that point, he said, it's far better to drink poison than to say the wrong thing. Right. Because if I drink poison, only I die.
Yeah.
If I say the wrong thing, I can take out the whole nation. That's right.
That's right. That's right. That's right, Mo. That's right.
See?
That's right, Mo. That's right. See, Mo, another one of the things that struck me that the prophet says,
Yes.
and I spoke about this last week too, is that he said, one, if you have race pride,
Mm-hmm.
two, and love your race.
Love your race.
That's more, you can't do this unless you really are learning to love more.
That's a fact.
You know, now, I tell you what does happen though.
Yes.
In my point, I got some sisters and brothers.
Yes, sir.
Who, in spite of all that other stuff,
yes,
that goes on to try to create a vision of incompetence by those individuals who think they know. I have brothers and sisters more who are very inspiring, encouraging, and uplifting, and Allah uses them just at the right time. And when they are used by Allah just at the right time, they bring me just what I need.
Praise Allah.
Because see, more, there are times when you have to battle despondency.
That's right.
You have to battle being disheartened.
Correct.
You know, disheartened. You know, you have to battle certain things more because you're human.
Yes. Yes.
You're human. Yes. And your lower self is strong. I know mine is. Yes. Look, I know mine is strong.
Yes. Yes.
You know?
Yes.
But Allah he touches the hearts of certain ones, sisters and brothers, and more. They always show up, always on time.
Brother, let me tell you, a year or so ago, you and I had a conversation. I called you, brother. I didn't say what it was, but I think you sensed what it was. It was a contact call. I was calling you like, listen, I need to talk to somebody.
But you know what? But babe, not to cut you off and being polite, but you don't even know what you did for me in calling. See, there are no happenings.
Yes, sir.
You were prompted to call because of an experience that caused you to want to call.
Yes, sir.
And I needed the experience of you calling. It's reciprocal. It's mutual.
Yes, sir.
Reciprocal helps mutual obligations.
Yes, sir.
That's the social duties.
That's social duties, brother. In that call, you know, I was venting. I was venting, you know, and talking about some frustrations I was having, and you said something that I was just like, wow. You know, you were like, we're talking about the strength of our lower selves, and you said, brother, we have to demonstrate to ourselves and to others that the teachings of our prophet work.
Yep, that's right.
That they work. That even with the strength of my lower self, and even with others tickling my demons.
That's right. Tickling. That's what they're doing. Tickling. That's what they're doing. They tickling, all right. They tickling. You better bet they tickling.
Yes, sir. But even with all of that, the prophet's teachings are superior.
Yes.
If we live them.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
If we live them. You know?
Well, we will always have the advantage as long as we practice the teachings. We'll never be at a disadvantage if we continue just to practice the teaching. Just more live it. Live it, Mo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See, if we live it, like I said, we know it. We know the outcome.
Yes, sir.
More, we become seers. We see the illusions of the world.
Yes, sir.
And we see what it takes to get through that illusion. The key is, are you willing to do it? Because it can be done.
Right.
We can overcome whatever challenge that we are presented that makes itself that presents itself to us,
That's a fact.
any challenge, if we're practicing.
If we're
The only time that we're in danger is when we fail to practice the teachings. See, that the Holy Koran of the Moorish Science Temple of America contains man's victory over self by identifying man's inconstancy, man's weakness, misery, insufficiency. He lets us know that these are products of the lower self and how to overcome them. And what do we have an example? The early chapters of Jesus,
right,
who showed you how to respond when certain statements were made that were not in accord with man's spiritual growth and development. And he showed you how to answer. And who were you talking to? He was talking to his lower self.
Yes, sir.
And it's no more than what we are going. Everything that he does, we do. Right. Because that's the way back home. He proved the possibilities of man, and this is how it is to be done. What I have done, all men shall do. What I am, all men shall be. So we got to do it.
We got to do it. That's right.
You know, stop getting caught up in, see, sometimes we become looking at the story or the lesson that Jesus is teaching us in the Holy Koran. We get stuck in the era or the period that he's in. When look, truth don't change. It's now.
Now. Brother, you said something just a minute ago I'm still stuck on. I'm sorry. It's the way in which you said it. You said this pamphlet right here contains the victory, man's victory over.
That's right. That's right.
But that's worth the price of admission.
Yeah.
Man.
And it does more. It does. Remember I was telling you, babe, we was talking and I say, the book talks to you.
Yeah.
It talks about your victories over self.
Over self. Wow.
And it lets you know what it's going to take to be victorious. But the pattern is in that book. Yes. How do I get back home? It's in the book.
It's in the book.
It's literally in the book.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, Mo. Look, wow. Mo, and look at how much of a scientist the prophet is. He said, I'm going to make it so plain that a fool can't err.
That's right, brother.
More, when you practice, it becomes plain.
That's right. That's right.
Now, all you have to remember is to use the action of the great talent that has been committed to your charge, the soul willing. I will do it.
The great talent committed
to your charge. Forget not. And who was he talking to? He was telling the spirit, forget not the great talent that has been committed to thy charge. That's what he's talking. That's what he told the spirit. Right. That's what wisdom told. The wisdom said. Look. Wisdom, when wisdom speaking from the highest plane of spirit life, he's talking to spirit.
Woo.
That whole book, our whole Holy Koran. Now, and people, I don't understand it. Well, I do understand it because people measure quality by quantity.
Isn't that something, brother?
So they look for something more than what they got. And they don't know that in their possession, they have within their possession the gospel of the resurrection of the dead. Now, what more can he give you? But there are those who don't see it because they say, we're not doing nothing. Well, who else telling you this? Who else making it known to you that it's a totally different way of thinking now?
Exactly. Exactly.
Ain't nothing being done. I hear them jokers say that. Yeah, you say it because you can't see nothing being done because that's what you see. Nothing being done.
That's right. That's right. That's
You
right.
can't see nothing else.
Exactly. But it's still a sobering thought, even for me. You know, when you mention that, you know, this is the gospel of the resurrection of the dead.
Yes, it is, Mo.
And so so often we have to repeat the words that Jesus repeated after 40 days. My Lord suffered strong by many
yes,
times
he did.
down the carnal life. That's just
yes,
being honest. Because how often can I say this contains the gospel of the resurrection of the dead, then 5 seconds later,
I'm in another direction.
You're talking crazy. You're thinking crazy. You know what I mean? And
right.
Now the words, even in the path of wisdom, me toileth
after folly.
Now that applies.
Look, fool, the pains thou taketh to hide what thou art are more than what make thee what thou wouldest seem. Yeah, Mo. That's in the book.
Yes, right.
The book.
Right. It met you there when you opened the door.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
Wow.
And more, that's and look, and that's all we're trying to do is to aid and assist our brothers and sisters. We're not saying that, look, all I'm saying, dig it out for yourself.
Dig it out for yourself. That's right.
That's all I'm saying. Find this out for yourself. Look, you don't even have to commit to it. Just give yourself an opportunity to be exposed.
And then, right, have the courage and the love to share and exercise your 5 senses with those who are also doing the same.
That's the truth.
You might teach them something.
That's right.
They might teach you.
That's right. Well, you know what? And it is hope that we'll teach each other something.
Absolutely.
But you know what, Domo?
Yes,
every encounter, we do teach each other something.
We do. Never fail to. That's right.
And you know what I mean?
That's correct.
Yeah, Mo. Yeah, we learn.
Yes, sir.
But it's a wonderful movement, Mo. It's just that our people don't appreciate what God has given them.
No, sir.
No. And I mean, to actually have a divine prophet come to us, a thought of Allah himself come to us.
Yes.
To teach us how to get back home, because we were lost, Mo.
Yes, sir.
We were lost. Didn't nobody tell us more that we were lost? We didn't even know we were lost.
Isn't that something?
Now, didn't nobody tell us we were lost? We did not even know we were lost. We were acting like we know where we were going. Ain't that something?
Can you imagine the difficulty the prophet had dealing with us when one of the hardest things to do is to give something to someone who thinks they already got it?
I know it, Mo.
Wow.
I know it. That's something.
Yes.
That's something.
Like you said, lost and didn't even know we lost. You trying to tell
we didn't even know we lost.
Didn't even know.
Look, we didn't even know. I show you something. We didn't know that going west is a whole new ball game because the teachings are different. We didn't even know going west exposed us the teachings that are totally contrary to what we innately are born with. We were rejecting everything that we were, that made us what we are. We were turning away from it. See, when he said, when we went into Asia, we came from the east and we went into the west. The teachings are different, Mo. You left the Garden of Eden in the east. You went into the world in the west. You ain't thinking the same way. You got to change the way you think to accommodate yourself where you are. You are now in the world. You have turned away from this and went into that. This will not suffice when you accept that. Both of them can't occupy space at the same time.
That's a fact. That's right.
So the one that you become more acquainted with, that means you're going to push the other aside.
Aside.
Now, did nobody tell us we were lost?
No one. Nope.
They didn't tell us. They weren't supposed to tell us. That's why they're called slaveholders.
See?
To keep you in a state of mental slavery. They're not going to tell you you're lost. Wow. They're going to tell you that they invented stuff that you invented.
How about that? How about that? How about that?
They're going to tell you that they invented the stuff that you invented.
Wow. Wow, brother. Even the prophet telling us through giving us how we fell into that condition through sin and disobedience.
And sin and disobedience.
You know?
But look how we accept sin. Look what we accept. Look what we are accepting.
The very things that put us in the condition in the first place.
The Western concept, Mo. Yes, sir. The Western concept.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Look, and we accept that stuff, man. Look how our minds have been shaped to think about our women. Look at the Western concept of how our minds have been molded to think about our women.
That's right.
And allow our women to disrespect themselves. And then we add unto it by being disrespectful also.
And then we see
you think that's more. That ain't right.
Right. And then we see the generation that disrespect produces.
Come on, Mo.
And then have the nerve to say we ain't got nothing to do with that.
We ain't got nothing to do with it. I don't understand why they like that.
Right. Right.
I just can't understand it.
Right.
Why they like that?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You know why they like that? Because men need a pattern for their lives, and we haven't been showing a good pattern. We haven't had a pattern that could really help us to come out of that mental state until Prophet Noble Drew Ali came. Right. And his forerunner came and stirred us up, to got us moving, at least thinking.
Exactly.
Until he came, and then the prophet came.
That's right.
Now that we start to understand, and we got a movement to practice in, whereas we can start to practice those things that will return us back to the state of mind of our ancient forefathers. We have these foolish thinking individuals that want to lead us astray by making us think that we ain't doing nothing because we don't see nothing. Let me tell you something. Whatever you see is a reflex just appearing, while the ether vibrates so and so.
How about that?
And when conditions change, they disappear. So what do you really see? What do you really see?
What do you really see? That's correct. What is it that you really seeing?
And you're focusing on you, and you want to put all your value, your whole value system is based on a reflex. When if you would listen to what the prophets say, when he says, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, get the kingdom of heaven right.
That's right.
What is heaven? It's a state of mind.
Exactly.
Get that mind right.
And that's built on a sure foundation.
Foundation stone.
Wow.
So I mean, but the glory and the shame has been
misplaced. That's right. That's right.
I'm telling you now, Mo. I'm telling you.
That's right.
Mo, it's simple, Mo. It's simple, Mo.
Yes, it is.
You know,
yes, it is.
But as long as there are people such as yourself and your wife and the Moors in the different sections, the different places in the country, the temples in New York, and the temples in Michigan, and the temples in Ohio, and the temples in Georgia, and the temples in DC, Baltimore, and I mean all of our temples in Kansas. Yes, in Kansas, Missouri, you know, Arizona, you know, and I know I'm missing stuff, but as long as there are temples and you have someone there,
Yes, sir.
someone there who is committed to the doctrine, that's committed to the doctrine,
right?
You know, that's committed to aiding and assisting the prophet in this movement, we're gonna be all right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We're gonna be all right, Mo.
Absolutely. We were talking earlier about that and talking about how, you know, even those that oppose the prophet inside the organization, whether in whether they realize they're in opposition or not.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Vanity.
Yes.
This is my perspective.
Okay.
Vanity doesn't allow them to be nearly as committed as the committed.
It can't. They can't. They can't. And the sad part is they see what hurts them. They're not familiar with vanity. See, they have taken vanity as a friend because vanity, what it does, it pacifies that lower self by not letting you even know that, look, by not even letting you know that you have a higher self.
Isn't that something?
But it strokes the ego. Man, you sure are. Man, you sure know that. You know, you can pop that gospel. Right. Man, you sure are intelligent. Yes, oh, sir. Yeah. I'm telling you something. If you just listen to me, I'm going to take you to the top. And look. Right. And because of your selfishness, yes, you accept those songs of unbelief. And accept them as facts about yourself. You get pumped up. You get pumped up off of air. You get pumped up off of lies.
And the moment you leave the presence of those praising you, what do? They suck it.
Look, you see how that idiot listened. That's what I said about him, and you see how he got all pumped up and everything. He's an idiot. Idiot. That's what my mentor used to tell me. An idiot. He's an idiot.
Yes,
he's an idiot.
Hugging yourself.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and you think these people care about you?
Right.
These people don't care nothing about you.
Right.
They just feeding your lies about you. And they like somebody lying about them.
Yes. Yes.
See, that whole world is a world of lies.
Yes.
A world of illusion.
Yes.
Falsehood. That's what that is. And you rather surround yourself with people like that than to surround yourself with people that's going to tell you the truth.
Exactly.
Then you are an idiot. You belong.
Yes, sir.
Just where you are.
Right.
And so shall you remain until you understand that you must renew your acts and amend your
ways. That's right. That's right, brother. You know, that is correct. That is correct. Yeah. You know, I see it. I mean, you know, it's a part of human weakness, period. So you see it everywhere. You see it inside the organization. You see it outside the organization, where people will gladly accept the flattery.
Yes.
For allowing the other person to put a handle on them.
Yes. Yes.
And they do it to each other.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's Bey.
But that's political intrigue. That's what you do, political intrigue, right?
No. That's political, Mo.
Yes, sir.
That's political. See, a person, you spoke about an individual.
Yes, sir.
Earlier. A person that's in politics,
yes, sir,
that has morals, and he allows himself to be governed by principles and morals, is not a politician.
How about that? How about that, brother? You know what I mean? You know, as a matter of fact, that particular brother, I'll shout his name out. You know, he's a local elected official here in Syracuse, Councilman Khalid Bey. You know, the first time I heard what I'm about to say came from him.
Yes.
2 days after he was elected. He said, brother, one of the things that they don't tell us, the average citizen, is the difference between government and politics. He said, government is management. Nobody likes to be managed, but
Yes.
everybody depends on it and benefits from it.
Yes.
Politics is the public relations campaign that determines who becomes managers. And that's why it's so different.
and those who are committed to that in politics to become a manager will tell you anything that they need to tell you to get elected.
How about that? How about that? And you know what else he said to that point? He said many people spend so much time in the politics that if and when they do become managers, all they know how to do is politics.
That's right.
And not
lie.
Right.
They become proficient liars.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Say it.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
Well, my brother, listen. This has been I've really enjoyed the opportunity that you have extended to me this evening to be able to express myself.
Brother, likewise, brother, man. Likewise. These conversations are medicine, you know? And if they're medicine for I know there's got to be medicine for the audience.
Well, I hope it is. I hope it is. I hope that they can receive a ray of hope.
Absolutely.
And know if we stick together like we're supposed to, yes, if we can put aside our differences and our feelings and come under the Moorish Science Temple of America Incorporated, founded in 1913 AD in Newark, New Jersey by Prophet Noble Drawley, who also established us in the state of in the state of Illinois and the county of Cook.
That's right. That's right.
If you can just if you put aside the differences and we can join together following the prophet, not our feelings,
right. Not our
then I tell you what, I guarantee it, you will see something.
Praise Allah. He said, I guarantee it.
I guarantee it. So look, my brother, may Allah bless you, man.
Likewise, brother, man.
And thank you so very much for this opportunity.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for the opportunity. And thank you for allowing the audience to hear your heart.
Well, I hope they,
yes, sir.
I hope I haven't offended anyone, because truly that was not my intention.
That's right. Yes, sir.
I'm not trying to offend you, but I will tell you the truth.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely. So
may Allah bless you more.
Yes,
and look, and make sure you give my Islam to the wife.
I will definitely do so, but then likewise, brother.
Okay, more. All right.
We'll talk
Peace.
Peace.